You're in love with Dak. I'm not in love with Dak. You know who I'm in love with?
Who?
Is Dalton. Andy Dalton. I'm telling you, there was a reason why he was brought in.
No, I know. And the reason why he was brought in, Dave, and thank you for the call.
Don't say because of injury.
It is.
Do not say because
it is because of. Hold on a second.
That's a smoke screen. That's a smoke screen. Listen, because if Jerry was in love with Dak, he would sign him long term. There's an issue there in house. I'm telling you. And what's going to happen is he's going to get some undisclosed injury so he could stay face. And they'll bench him, but they'll use undisclosed injury, and they'll put in Dalton.
All right, Dave.
If you look at the schedule coming up, there's 5 primetime games. Jerry doesn't want to get embarrassed.
All right,
I'm telling you.
Dave, I appreciate the call.
Here's how you get embarrassed.
I have no problem with people calling in and giving their opinions, and I will always tell them if I think they are wrong. I think Dave is way wrong, and he is brought in due to injury. That's why. Because if Dak gets hurt, then all of a sudden the season is not over. You've got Andy Dalton.
Yeah, you better have
sitting
a good
right
backup
there, and Andy Dalton could be your Nick Foles. I mean, you're not gonna. The way that the Cowboys had this whole season lined up is they're going to be a 1 seed. They'll be a 2 seed. Last thing they want is this thing to go downhill because Dak gets hurt in November. Everybody saw what happened with Nick Foles. Mm-hmm. You don't have a problem with that moving forward. That's exactly why he's there. And on top of it, again, we are not talking about play calling.
Well,
at the end of the first quarter yesterday, prior to which 24 unanswered Cleveland Browns points were put up on the board, essentially ending the football game. It was a 24-0 wipeout in the second quarter yesterday without Nick Chubb. And the reason why is the defense can't stop anything. They cannot stop the run. The play action will get you. The trick plays will get them because they're over pursuing in some way, shape, or form. Honestly, it's not the play calling. It might be Mike Nolan's play calling. But that right there, like, hey, you know.
But you've also said before that Zeke should be getting the ball 20 to 25 times a game, which is true. That's play calling.
I guess, but what are you going to do when you're down by 31?
Run the ball so you can't get down 31.
Maybe. It was working in the first quarter, man.
Yeah, but unfortunately there were 3 more. Kellen Moore pulls out great plays.
But that right
when we're
there,
down 30.
That right there is the exact phone call that Stephen A. Smith, if he's sitting at home, he's like, I told you so.
I don't think he was that guy was a Cowboys fan?
He was basically saying Dalton should start over Dak Prescott. And that Dak is
with all due respect to Andy.
No, I mean, no, seriously. The reason why Dak didn't get paid is because Jerry sat there and probably had some second thoughts. Do I want to commit $300-some-odd million to him when I'm not 1,000% sure of his abilities, I guess, or he wasn't there, or there was some 5th-year contract language he was going to steadfastly refuse to sign and say, screw it, I'll just keep franchise tagging him, I guess. I don't know what the exact real reason is, but there should be no question about this guy's ability to succeed in the 21st century world of National Football League offense. I mean, this is exactly the type of guy that you want to run your offense, where he can do that whole RPO stuff and you don't know if he's got the ball, and that's a problem. How many of this RPO stuff you see with quarterbacks and you're not even worried about taking off with the ball? Dak can actually take off with the ball. He can hand it off to somebody like Zeke. He can get the ball to 5-6 other guys. I mean, he knows offense. He's not making terrible mistakes. This guy is a real deal 21st century franchise quarterback who will not act in a way that will make your phone ring at 1 a.m. And then you get a text from somebody at 2 a.m. You're not like, oh, it's our quarterback again. No, if you do get that text and it's about your quarterback, you're like, what in the world is off its axis right now? Because of the way he acts and the way he does his business and his charitable work and his business acumen off the field is something he understands. He has to be the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. He's a dream come true, and his first 4 weeks of action have proven that. It's not the play calling. The defense can't stop anybody. right now. And the only answer is they're not going to fire the coaches. And clearly Earl Thomas, who I mentioned and you poo-pooed real quick, and Peter King basically said the way he got fired from Baltimore's told the entire league. By the way, when an information person says that, and more often not that I know of, this person knows something that he is not or she is not comfortable saying in front of God and country.
Absolutely.
Out of respect for whatever's going on off the field. And that's usually the way it is. I can't say that's what it is for Earl Thomas, but all I'm saying is there's no cavalry coming off the waiver wire or from another team. It literally is the people that the Joneses have assembled and the coaching staff that the Joneses have assembled, and that's it. And that may be the problem about the Dallas Cowboys season, but it isn't Dak. My God. Dak's played his ass off, and they could be 0-4 because Dak's got to play his ass off. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.